Hey, what's happening, DC Gamers? This is me, the DC01, and welcome to this week's WWE 2K19 MyPlayer walkthrough. Last week, me and Bobby Roode teamed up to face the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but that's going to continue in Chapter 6, KO Chaos. So I guess we're going to start feuding with Kevin Owens, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about. It was a pretty big week for me. I had my first full week of season wrestling practice. I mean, I've been doing practices throughout the year, but this was the first week of the official season. And I'm sore and I'm tired. I slept in till like 11. I was also up late. Last night I was up till like 1, so that didn't help. But yeah. Let's get into Raw. So Raw started with Brock Lesnar saying he was going out to find Rey Mysterio after Rey attacked him at Crown Jewel. He then went on a rampage, attacking commentators, several people backstage, before Rey was able to take him out with a steel pipe to the back of the knee, before challenging him for a WWE Championship match at Survivor Series. Natalya and Charlotte Flair beat Asuka and Kairi Sane. Sure, why not? I remember that I saw this one comment on the video that said, like, remember when Asuka was undefeated for like 2 years? That was such a big deal when she finally lost to Charlotte. Now she's tapping to people in tag matches. Buddy Murphy beat Cedric Alexander. Triple H confronted Seth Rollins. Then the Undisputed Era came out, all 4 members. And then AJ Styles and the OC came out. Undisputed Era and the OC got into a brawl before more members from NXT came out. Then several Raw wrestlers came out, chasing off all the NXT wrestlers. Rusev called out Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley came out claiming that he was injured before him and Lana brought out Drew McIntyre to fight Rusev. Yeah, I don't know what Drew's doing in this. I was like, what does he have to do with this?
I know a lot of guys are claiming they deserve a shot at your U.S. title, but if anyone really does, it's me.
What are you talking about? You already had a title match, remember?
Technically, the masked attacker had a U.S. title shot. Sami Zayn did not.
You know what? You make a good point. So I'm going to make you #1 contender. Yeah, #1 contender for the I'm Completely Insane Will Never Get a Rematch champion. Or, wait, no. For the I'm Completely Insane Will Never Get a Rematch championship. Alright, let's talk to Owens.
I was this close to defeating you last week before Bobby Roode attacked me on your behalf.
It wasn't on my behalf, it was because you and Sammy beat him up before he could make it to the... Beat him up before he could make it to the ring.
But we're getting off track. My point is I was going to pin you, but then I still won by disqualification, so I should be the #1 contender for the U.S. title.
I can't believe you're still sticking to that rope story, but we did have an intense match before it was interrupted. I'll get back to you on a potential rematch.
Don't take too long. I wouldn't want any other accidents to happen.
Sure, okay. Is that a threat? Alright, now we talk to Roode. Before we get into that. So yeah, Rusev versus Drew McIntyre. Austin and Bobby Lashley attacked Rusev. Rusev was able to fight Bobby Lashley off a little bit before getting RKO'd by Randy Orton. And then it looked like Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Randy Orton were about to beat up on Rusev before Ricochet came in to make the save. Zelina Vega and Andrade Almas beat Carolina and Sin Cara. Shayna Baszler confronted Becky Lynch during an interview, challenged her for a NXT Women's Champion versus Raw Women's Champion match at Survivor Series. The Viking Raiders beat 2 local wrestlers. AJ Styles and the OC beat Humberto Carrillo and the Street Profits. And in the main event, Seth Rollins was going up against Adam Cole for the NXT title before the Undisputed Era came in, attacked Seth Rollins. And then all the, well, not all, but majority of the Raw roster came out, along with several more NXT wrestlers. They all came out and had a big brawl to close the show. Bobby, what are you doing?
Who else is going to get a U.S. title match before me? KO? Sammy, the janitor? The makeup lady? Tom freaking Phillips?
No. Don't worry, you'll get your rematch at some point.
At some point? It should have happened weeks ago. But since it didn't, it needs to happen tonight.
Rusev side match, what? So you can either do side match with Sammy, side match with Rusev, or just go to the ring. Let's go to the ring. Whoa, Jake McMahon. The US title open challenge has been great, but now we don't have an official number 1 contender. Everyone makes a good argument except for Sammy, but you're champions, you should decide. Should it be Rude or KO? Bobby Roode should be number 1 contender, Kevin Owens should be number 1 contender. I'm gonna say Rude. Rude should be number 1 contender. He still hasn't gotten his rematch after last week's accident. Okay then, later tonight for the US title, it'll be you versus Bobby Roode. Good luck. Cool. So something everyone was kind of talking about. Something everyone was talking about Raw is that the crowd was dead. I mean, it was really, really dead. I mean, Seth Rollins versus Adam Cole was a dream match, and there's actually a rumor going around that they actually stopped it prematurely because the crowd was so, like, not into it. They were kind of saying, like, supposedly Adam Cole was actually supposed to win, but someone called it off from backstage because they didn't want to waste that match on that crowd, because they were saying that crowd didn't deserve to get that match, which, yeah, a lot of people would agree with. Because especially for a New York crowd, I mean, the crowd was dead. Like, there was very little cheering, very little booing, very little just noise. There were several matches where it was dead silence throughout. Okay, maybe not dead silence, but I mean, there was like pretty much no noise at all. I mean, there were a few NXT chants that got going, but that was the most of it. Alright, SmackDown. So the show opened with the New Day, that'd be Kofi and Big E, beating the Revival in order to become SmackDown Tag Champions. I almost said NXT Tag Champions. Ow. So I'm talking about this match being a match of the year candidate. Really? I doubt anyone would consider this match to be match of the year. I mean, it's the US title match on SmackDown. Ow. No. Uh-oh. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, so yeah, the New Day opened up SmackDown by beating the Revival for the Tag Championships, and the reason for that is because apparently the Revival are rumored to be leaving WWE soon. Like, apparently they've asked for their release and everything. So, they took the belt off them, so they couldn't leave with the belts. Which makes sense, I mean, because that match was, like, announced the day of, a title match, like, just announced out of nowhere. There was obviously something going on there, where they needed the Revival to lose, or they needed the belts to be taken off the Revival. Um, and then before a match that Heavy Machinery was supposed to compete in, they were attacked by the NXT UK team Imperium before being chased off by several other SmackDown wrestlers. So, yep, NXT is still invading. Ooh, chop. Uh-oh. Here we go. Suicide dive. Yeah, what's wrong with my shirt? Why is it glitching? Uh-oh. Get Bobby Roode a red health vault in the ring. I can do that. There we go. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Whoa. Uh-oh. Pop-up powerbomb.
These guys are a black guy on SmackDown Live. Yeah, I agree. They're tarnishing everything the United States title stands for. For as talented as Owens and Zayn are, they're every bit a disgrace. Hopefully we get some kind of resolution to this next week because it definitely didn't happen tonight.
See, I knew this was going to happen. I knew someone was going to attack someone, no matter who I chose. If I chose Owens, Bobby Roode would have come in and gotten involved. And I knew if I chose Roode, well, this happened. Alright, I'm going to finish some more things up. Corbin announced that Survivor Series will have a triple threat main event elimination match. Because normally it's the two teams going head to head, Survivor Series match. This time it's going to be a triple threat. Team Raw versus Team SmackDown versus Team NXT, which I kind of guessed as soon as the SmackDown after Crown Jewel happened. I was like, this could be perfect. Do NXT versus the main roster at Survivor Series. That'd be amazing. And they're pretty much doing that. Although I would like to see Raw and SmackDown come together to kind of fight NXT. But it is so kind of cool to see a triple threat Survivor Series match. I think that'll be cool. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro beat Mustafa Ali and Chad Gable, who's still going by Shorty G and is still dressing up like a basketball player, which is stupid and I hate it. And people are so I refuse to reference him, to call him Shorty G. I mean, he kind of pulled off Shorty Gable, but then, of course, the first week he did that, he then immediately changed this to Shorty G. And it's why? Changes his Chad Gable to Shorty Gable. Okay, he can still kind of pull that off. Then he changes this to Shorty G the same week. Anyway, Nikki Cross versus Sasha Banks. Nikki, in the middle of it, attacked Bayley, who was at ringside doing commentary. Banks was able to beat Nikki Cross. Afterwards, Bayley attacked Cross. And then after that, Shayna Baszler came out to attack Bayley. So everyone's just attacking each other. So supposedly it is going to be a triple threat at Survivor Series between all three women's champions. Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch versus Bayley at Survivor Series. So this Survivor Series is giving NXT a huge opportunity to steal the show, which I like. Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan were in a backstage segment, kind of just talking. Look at my suit.
Is about to address the WWE Universe, and luckily it looks like Blows was able to get his title back after last week's shenanigans. Wait, did you just say shenanigans? Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
My time as United States champion hasn't quite gone as I planned, to say the least.
Yeah.
To defend the title and give you hard-fought, competitive, and fair matches every week, but that's been impossible lately, thanks to Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Bobby Roode. That's why I'm out here to say.
Yeah. Kevin Owens and Bobby Roode need to face each other to decide who the number one contender is. Bob Roode and I have unfinished business. Owens will have to wait. Yeah, let's do that one.
While it's true there's a long line of contenders, there's only one person at the front of the line, and his name is Bobby Roode. I promised him a rematch, and I'm a man of my word. So he will get it. Kevin Owens, you're just gonna have to wait your turn.
Yeah. Oh. Hi, Brian. Speaking of Brian, so yeah, Brian was talking to Zayn backstage, but then all of a sudden the lights went out and Brian was attacked by the Fiend, and people have been putting together that the Fiend is taking out people that he's been feuding with over the past few years. I mean, Braun, Seth. Whoa. Triple H on SmackDown, what is he doing here? That's a good question nowadays.
New to WWE buzz, so let me fill you in on something. You may have gotten lucky by winning the U.S. title, but that doesn't mean you get to call the shots around here. I call the shots. Hunter, can we talk about that for a second? Because last time I checked, your brother-in-law Shane and I are in charge of SmackDown, not you. So
Yeah, you're in charge of NXT. Go back to NXT.
this is getting good. Shut up. Listen to what I'm about to say because it is a lesson that you and everyone else needs to learn. I have influence far greater than anything you could imagine. Whatever I say goes. No questions asked. I say build it, and it's how fast do you need it. I say make the match, and the only questions are when and where. I say fire someone, and WWE wishes them luck in their future endeavors. All anyone else has is the illusion of power. You call the shots because I let you call the shots. Now, if you have a problem with any of that, I can make one call, and you'll be struggling to put food on your family's table.
Not really.
Need us. We don't need you. Are we clear?
He said the same thing about Daniel Bryan. I mean, not Daniel Bryan.
We're clear.
I meant Dean Ambrose.
Good. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, the U.S. title picture. I have a better idea for how to settle all of this. At Money in the Bank, you won't even need to be pinned to lose your U.S. title. Because it's going to be a fatal four-way match. You versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Bobby Roode. I told you. I'd never forget what you did. Breaking news at Money in the Bank. We're going to have a new United States champion.
Breaking news, we're going to have a new champion. We'll see about that. Alright, I'm going to finish up real quick. Tyson Fury called out Braun Strowman. He said he wanted to thank him for the Magic Crown Jewel, that it was a great experience. The two of them shook hands in a sign of respect. Then Tyson proposed that the two of them team together. Next time they have a match, it should be as a team. Braun liked the idea, and then the B team came out. They were then beaten up by Braun and Tyson Fury. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Dana Brooke and Carmella beat Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose in order to get on Team SmackDown for Survivor Series. And in the main event, Roman Reigns went up against Baron Corbin. Reigns was able to fight off Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, who tried to run interference, before getting hit with the End of Days, and Baron Corbin picked up the win.
The wait is over. This one's for all the marbles, and it's coming up next. This one's going to be a classic.
Alright, so that looks like that's our match for next week. Next week, WWE United States Championship Fatal 4-Way at Money in the Bank. Ladder match. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make videos other times. Stay tuned for Versus coming out next. I think I'm going to do NXT versus, or Undisputed Era versus the OC. We'll see. Alright. Next week, Fatal 4-Way match. Guy01, signing out. Bye, guys.